We're back to the home of golf, Scotland. For the fourth time this season, the tour has crossed the border, this time to a classic Scottish links. Perched on the east coast for over 450 years, welcome to Montrose Links. As the former US Ryder Cup captain Ben Crenshaw said, a magnificent stretch of marvellously natural ground which depicts how the game was born. Quite poetic. Montrose is the fifth oldest course in the world and the second oldest royal course behind St Andrews. Quite a pedigree. Well, this is the 16th green. Just a bit of a heads up for you. Later in the show, something very special happens on this green. The course itself has been designed by true golfing legends. The present course adapted by Open champion Willie Park in 1903. The original influenced by a man that golfers everywhere will recognise and will have heard of, Old Tom Morris. And there's been little change since. It has everything you'd expect from a true traditional Scottish links. Sand dunes, gorse, pot bunkers, tall dancing grass and springy undulating fairways. This is Scotland's golf country. At just over 6,500 yards, it's not the longest, but it's rugged and challenging, and as with all links golf, when it comes to the elements, you're in the lap of the gods. Today, the weather's not too bad, bit blustery, but okay. With just Montrose and Morallerton remaining before the top 60 cut off for the Tour Championship, the players will be feeling the pressure to make an impression on the order of merit. Double winner George Woolgar leads the way after victory at the Oxfordshire last time, consolidating a top 5 position. Those below still have a lot to play for: Challenge Tour cards and Tour Championship qualification. Scotsman Craig Lee recently proved what's possible if you graduate from the EuroPro. He very nearly won the European Masters in Switzerland, only missing out to Thomas Bjorn in a playoff, and played magnificently well, shooting a 61 in one of his earlier rounds. From the drama of the Swiss mountains to the raw splendour of the Scottish links, let's see who's leading at the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters. A course which deserves recognition of a modern test, as well as being a monument to the past. Those were the words of Donald Steele about Montrose links. Let's see how this antique treasure holds up to the modern game with your commentators Ross McFarlane and Simon Golding.
Well, 2 days of changing weather conditions. What's in store for our challengers on this final day? Oliver Farr leads by 2 from the returning Steve Wazell. He's set up very nicely as the Welshman Farr goes in search of his first ever EuroPro Tour win. Well, conditions definitely an improvement on this final day. It's going to be interesting to see how these guys play, and certainly this man, Neil O'Brien, what a fine start to his day. Birdies at the 2nd and 3rd, eagles at the 5th and 6th, Ross. Very nice.
Just the way he wants to start. Get his teeth into the round early, and he's got the pace and the lines. That's typical links golf. You have to have a lot of imagination when you're playing links golf. It is truly a different form of the game.
I do like that word, imagination. I think that aptly sums up exactly how you have to approach this course. We will see all sorts of different shots today. Now then, Uzel, the big left-hander, the Gazelle, as he's known on the EuroPro. Been very successful in all forms of golf, really, over the years. 2008 Brabazon Trophy winner. 29 years of age now, though. Really wants to get this pro career kicking on. That's kicked on for him.
O'Brien then. We've seen it so many times, haven't we, this year? Players who get off to a good start on the final day, push on, do a good score, a chance of winning. And I think with the way he's playing his golf, he's got to be thinking, I've got an excellent chance of posting a score.
Tell you what, the Irishman is tearing it up right now. Now then, 5 under. 2 shots clear of the rest of the field. The man that lost out to fellow Welshman Mark Lasky at Roe Allen Castle, Oliver Farr. We've been saying all year, this man is going to win one, and Ross, this is the golden opportunity today.
It is, but finds a bunker off the tee on the first, down the left-hand side. A little bit of left to right, maybe. Oh, he read it beautifully.
Well, that is absolutely astonishing. He was 6 under through 6. It's just got even better for Neil O'Brien. But remember, front 9 here at Montrose, certainly playing a lot easier than the back 9. It'll be interesting to see what sort of score our leaders can build.
And that's what I was saying, wasn't I, Simon? Really, here you've got to have some sort of imagination, what sort of shots you have to play, because look at the colour of the fairways.
Classic links bunker. Oh, just caught the top of that, did Farr, but he's given it some. And he's got away with it, you know.
Maybe being a little bit greedy with his golf club there. Not enough loft. Just about got away with it.
Now then, here's the man that is absolutely on fire. O'Brien at 10.
Nice speed to his swing. It's not rushed. There's almost like a little pause at the top of his swing, like Gordon J. Brand. Remember Gordon J. Brand? A couple of shifts and swiggles and all sorts of things happened.
Certainly do, Brandy. Now, from off the dance floor with the putter, we'll probably see a little bit of that today, as well as a few bump and runs as well.
Long range birdie attempt. There's even a little pause in his putting stroke. Oh, great effort.
He must be loving this at the moment, but he's got the tough back 9 to come. Now, Stiggy Hodgson. I think more people should be called Stiggy, you know, cracking name. 4. Judge this one very nicely indeed. What a confident putt from Hodgson, and he's got his round rolling.
Rolling was the real word for that, because the greens are putting beautifully. Typical links greens, they're not too quick. Of course, they had problems day one with the wind. It was so high, the balls were actually moving on the greens.
You know, I think today it's going to feel quite beautiful. You know, this young man has played so superbly well during the course of this season. Daniel Gavins approaching that final hurdle, Ross, and he needs to get over it well.
Yeah, definitely. You know, being a winner on the EuroPro Tour, and all of a sudden you've got to take that next step up. Now, this is an absolutely crucial putt, and it's the sort of putt that if you make, which he has, that can absolutely build his whole day up.
Yeah, a little kick up the backside maybe there from the course for Farr on that first hole, but that should have sharpened the mind. O'Brien at 11. He really is swinging the club quite beautifully now.
That one was a little bit of a pull. I think the heel of the club got into the ground, and I think that may have found the real thick winds.
James Rebotham, the man from Welwyn Garden City. Haven't seen him in action for a while on the EuroPro.
Had some good golfers come out of Welwyn Garden for the last few years, haven't they?
Yeah, you get that little run, don't you, of players, little clusters of players that come through. Wentworth as well has a very handy team of touring pros at the moment.
Well done, he's got the ball onto the green there. Had to take a penalty drop. So he's on the green in 4.
His first problem for O'Brien, and it is on the back 9. Now, I think that's the element of Gavin's game that has caused us some concern over the last few weeks, but he's put that in very comfortably. Liam Robinson birdie opportunity at 5. In you go, fiery start to our final round.
Yeah, the front 9, you've got to make some score on this front 9 because the back 9 has been quite difficult this week.
O'Brien, I'm afraid, a double bogey just to take the lustre off what has been a very, very good final round so far.
Thanks for finding that bar.
There we go.
Nice.
The camera operator managing to locate the ball for O'Brien. What a fantastic round so far from him. But talking of far, Oliver Farr still remains in the lead, just a single shot though, after dropping one at the second. And earlier in the tournament, he spoke to John Morgan.
Oliver, you're in a rich vein of form, my friend. I mean, you've been coming up, knocking on the door, you know, Roe Allen Castle. Then you've got Dale Hill, 3rd as well. I mean, and Challenge Tour events coming here, there and everywhere. I mean, I know you're kicking some butt here.
Yeah, it's been overall a reasonably good year. I've played some really nice golf, and I think I've played, you know, well enough to win a couple of times, but you know, someone's either come past me or, you know, in a playoff anything can happen. So, you know, I've just got to keep knocking on the door, like you said. My game itself has been really solid.
Earlier on in the season, it wasn't obviously quite clicking, but now it's clicked.
Yeah, I've had more flow to my game, I suppose.
Patience?
Patience is a word, and getting in those positions is more comfortable. I think that's a word that I use quite regularly when I speak to people. You know, I feel comfortable in that situation, and hopefully we can sort of emulate some of my good play into a win.
First day's play was an absolute hurricane out there, wasn't it? And the 3rd hole was this real kooky little par 3.
Very kooky, yeah.
2 different sides of the story today. You pull the club out that you played with
first day,
time.
I think it was 151, straight into the wind. So I actually used a 5-iron. Played it slightly back of my stance, and it was just more of not a chippy 5-iron, just a nice swinging 5-iron.
Yeah,
so
brilliant. Well, just remember, guys at home, remember that the pants will be going like that, shaking, jumper will be shaking, hat would nearly be coming off his head. You know, that's how windy it was, and this is a style of shot he played. And drilled. Man, that is pure as well. Oh,
I'd have taken that one yesterday.
Yeah, really? I bet you would.
That was fine.
And then obviously today, chalk and cheese.
It was actually the same yardage, so but today I actually used a wedge. It was in between a wedge and an iron, but I wanted to land it short because it was downwind, firmer greens.
Yeah.
So I wanted to play a bit more height, land it a bit softer. Completely opposite to yesterday. So I had it a bit forward in my stance, but I knew I had to hit it hard. So,
and pins back right. Did you come in there with a fade or?
No, just went straight at it.
Straight out, good man. That's what I like to hear.
Just slightly forward in the stance, and off we go.
Oh, now that is poetry in motion. And I see you got the old Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus grip going on, interlocking.
Interlocking, yeah.
None of this
no,
overlapping.
I've been very lucky. I've had my dad as my coach ever since I was little. It started with the baseball grip, went to interlock, and never really tinkered around.
Oh, and go and win one, please.
We'll see what we can do.
Good man.
Cheers.
Cheers.